Let's get right to sad news out of Lafayette, where 3 people are dead and 9 others are wounded in a shooting at a movie theater there. NBC 33's Talia Samelian is live on the scene with the very latest. Talia, what can you tell us so far about this deadly night?
Deidre, this is what we know so far. Last night around 7:30 p.m., a gunman went inside the Grand 16 movie theater and began shooting moviegoers. Witnesses said the shooting started happened 20 minutes into the showing of Trainwreck. Witnesses say the gunman stood up, shot 2 people in front of him, then began shooting everyone else. Authorities say the shooter was a lone white male, 58 years old. They don't know his motive at this point or why he did this, but they do believe he acted alone. He used a semi-automatic handgun. He killed 3 people, including himself, and injured 9 others. Those injuries range from critical to non-critical, so some of those people are having life-threatening injuries at this point. Witnesses described the shooting as sounding like a firecracker, pop, pop, pop. Then the alarm went off in the movie theater. Witnesses ran out and had gunshot wounds. They were bleeding. They were tying those wounds up with t-shirts. Authorities say the gunman ran outside the movie theater, saw first responders, ran back inside, and then that's when he took his own life. Authorities say they don't know his motive again, but 3 people are dead while 9 others are injured. Governor Bobby Jindal was here earlier giving his condolences. He's calling this a random act of violence. He's now at the hospital talking with the family members and the witnesses, trying to figure out what happened. Again, authorities think the gunman acted alone. They don't know his motive. They do believe he's from out of state, although that is unconfirmed. They're trying to get a hold of the gunman's family members, friends, trying to figure out why he did this. Authorities did find the gunman's car. There was a suspicious package inside, and at 2 a.m. they exploded that package. There were no injuries. However, they did evacuate the area as well as nearby apartments. So we're going to have another update for you coming up at 6 a.m. and later in the show, so please stay tuned. Live in Lafayette, Talia Samelian. Back to you, Deidre.
All right, thanks, Talia. Of course, we'll bring you more in the show as soon as we get the latest. Talia will stay out there. You can follow her on Twitter at Talia Marissa. Now let's check in with NBC 33's Talia Samelian, who's live at Our Lady of the Lourdes in Lafayette this morning, where some of the victims of last night's theater shooting are there. Talia, what can you tell us about this?
Deidre, earlier, authorities say there were 2 bodies still inside the movie theater. We're waiting to hear if they've been removed yet. We do know authorities are still inside and outside the theater, canvassing the area for any clues as to what happened and why. You know, it's interesting to note that almost 3 years ago, the Colorado shooting happened. So this is coming on the heels of that anniversary. You know, it was such a tragic, tragic day, and now we're here again. And the movie Trainwreck, you know, it's a comedy. It's supposed to be fun, lighthearted. Families are supposed to have a good time, and instead, they're only going to remember this tragic violence that occurred. But however, among all this violence, there's still acts of kindness out there. A teacher actually took a bullet for another victim. She jumped in front of a victim who was about to be shot in the head, and instead the teacher was shot in the leg. It's not a life-threatening injury. So among all the terrible tragedy that's occurring right now, there is some goodness out there that we still need to remember. We'll continue to have updates throughout the show, so please tune in. Live in Lafayette, Talia Samelian, NBC 33 News.
Now let's head out to Lafayette, where we have Talia Samelian standing by with the very latest on a deadly movie theater shooting that happened there last night. Good morning to you, Talia. What can you tell us so far?
Deidre, we're hearing reports that the 2 bodies, including the shooter, have been removed from the movie theater, but that is unconfirmed at this point. Hopefully we'll get that information in just a little bit at 6 a.m. when local and state police hold a press conference. Hopefully at that time we'll get some of those questions answered that we have. We do know the police have the identity of the shooter, but they haven't released it yet as they're trying to get in contact with the shooter's family, friends, trying to figure out why he did this, what his motive was. At this point, we have no idea if he has any connection to the victims. Again, the shooter went on a shooting rampage pretty much yesterday night around 7:30 p.m. at the Grand 16 Theater. He shot 12 people in total, including himself. 3 of those are dead, which is the shooter, as well as 9 others. Those injuries are ranging from critical to non-life-threatening. Again, at 6 a.m. we should get some updates about maybe the identity, if those bodies have been removed from the theater. So please stay tuned. At 6 a.m. we'll have those updates for you. Live in Lafayette, Talia Samelian, NBC 33 News.
Great job, Talia. Keep up the good work and continue to update us on the very latest. Now let's check in with NBC 33's Talia Samelian, who is in Lafayette this morning following that deadly movie theater shooting overnight. Good morning, Talia.
Deidre, all eyes are on Lafayette tonight as people across the country are taking to social media to send their thoughts and prayers our way. We're seeing hashtags like Cajun Pride and We Love You Lafayette. It's really amazing to see how much support this small town is getting and how people are coming together instead of being ripped apart. Social media has really, gotten this message spread across the country. People are heartbroken to see what is happening. We're seeing tweets from people who used to live here saying they just can't believe this would happen in Lafayette, again, a small community. And the movie theater is right next door to the University of Lafayette. And with school starting so soon, we know parents are going to be absolutely terrified to send their students off. So with the second shooting at a movie theater, it really begs the question, are we safe? Are we safe in public places? Again, this is a movie theater where people are supposed to be having fun. People of all ages were there last night when the shooting occurred. Officers said within 1 minute they were able to respond to the shooting. They were on scene. So again, we're wondering, did the shooting 3 years ago in Colorado help prepare officers for this? We're going to, just coming up in a few minutes, hopefully we'll get those answers for you. We're going to hear from local and state police. We'll get some updates. We'll find out if we can get the identity of the shooter yet. We'll find out if those two bodies, including the shooters, have come out of the movie theater yet. Officers are still canvassing inside and outside for clues. Why did this happen? How did it occur? We've heard reports from witnesses who said the shooting began 20 minutes after the start of the movie Trainwreck. Again, a comedy, a lighthearted, fun time that was turned into a tragic, violent night.